everyone, welcome back to another installment of Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Tommy Oliver, aka the 2020 White Tiger Ranger, and today we're going to be reviewing the Star Wars prequels. What I mean by Star Wars prequels, I mean Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now, without further ado, let's get into this mix. Alright, so, Star Wars Phantom Menace starts off with, the OG, triple OG, Qui-Gon Jinn and his Padawan learner, Obi-Wan Kenobi. They're on the Trade Federation starship. And, the Separatists, they were like, hey, this droid comes along like, hey, they'll be, the Trade Federation, they'll be with you momentarily, the Trade Federation, the droid snitched and told, the Trade Federation, who's on board. They were like, hey, let's gas them. You know what I'm saying? Which, of course, that didn't work, because as soon as they got gassed, the Jedi made short work of the droids. But anyway, after that happens, they go to this planet, they steal a starship and, go down to this planet where they meet Jar Jar Binks. And so, they go down to his home world, which is underwater. And then they go to Naboo to, warn the Queen of, the oncoming attack from the Trade Federation. They're like, hey, Your Highness, we need to get up out of here pronto. So, they all go on board. Their ship crash lands, and so on the planet of Tatooine, Qui-Gon Jinn, he goes with one of the handmaidens, and so to get their parts fixed up by this weird looking flying creature, they meet up with Anakin, young Anakin Skywalker. He's like, hey, how y'all doing? I'm building a pod racer or whatever. So basically, they wager on a bet between him, Anakin beating, a pod race for their ship that they're on. You know what I'm saying? They wind up, Anakin winds up, winning the pod race. Anakin wins up winning the pod race. He's set free. Turns out he's a Jedi. Whoa. Yeah, it's Jedi traits or whatever. But anyway, he's set free. He goes to with Qui-Gon Jinn. They get attacked by a Sith apprentice. This, that, and the third. One of the greatest fight scenes in Star Wars history, happens. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul. And you already know it's about to be lit. But anyway, while they're fighting them, the Separatists, they send down, Trade Federation viceroys, down to, Naboo, to negotiate, the Queen surrendered, and they were like, you know what, no. Like, the Queen was like, no, not really. No, not at all. So, they get to fighting. The Gungans, they get to fighting the droids. Meanwhile, Anakin is like, since I'm in this ship, you know what I'm saying, might as well go up into space, help, the rebels defeat, Trade Federation. So he winds up doing that, blowing up the ship. Meanwhile, Qui-Gon Jinn, he loses to Darth Maul. Darth Maul, like, stabs him, This when you know stuff really got real. Obi-Wan like tapped into the dark side for just a little bit, just a minute, just a smidge, bro, and he managed to like use his anger and like defeat Darth Maul, like just for a minute, just like he cut this man clean in half, like, but they wind up winning for a little bit. And, everybody's attending Qui-Gon Jinn's funeral. Obi-Wan finally got permission from, Yoda to, like, train Anakin. And, that's when the movie cut off. Next up, Star Wars Attack of the Clones. So, that starts off with, Anakin and Obi-Wan returning back from whatever mission they were on, because, Jedi business and whatnot. They come across, Padme, the Queen, you know what I'm saying, who hasn't, like, Anakin hasn't seen since, he was a young child, you know what I'm saying. He's, meanwhile, he's like, he's going through that rebellious phase with, Obi-Wan, his master, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so they catch up or whatever. And, turns out this bounty hunter named Jango Fett, like, attempts to, like, assassinate the Queen by giving this other assassin this jar of slugs, poisonous slugs, who passes the poisonous slugs over to the robot, and then the robot like just dumps the poisonous slugs into her room, into Padme's room. So my thing is, like, what was the point of like you being hired as an assassin slash hitman if you were just gonna like get other people and things to like do your dirty work? You feel me? But anyway, that's besides the point. Anakin, he senses something wrong, kills the slugs, poisonous slugs that were trying to assassinate, kill, Senator Amidala, Padme, you know what I'm saying? Obi-Wan, like, follows the droid that was, sent out to do the hit. And he tracks it down to, like, this changeling who, like, they follow into a cantina. They, Anakin and Obi-Wan, they slice up the assassin's arm, and then like the assassin, she was getting ready to spill the beans until Jango Fett hit her with the poison dart, like killing her automatic. They ultimately tracked down where the dart came from, on this planet Kamino, where, on this planet Kamino, where turns out they find out where, a clone army is being produced by, yeah, this clone army is being produced. Meanwhile, the council has, they, the council, they made, they put in charge, Anakin to protect the senator. They, Anakin's like protecting the senator slash, professing his love to her in the most cringiest way ever. Like, I'm not going to repeat, line by line of the cringe fest, but just bleh. Anyway, after that happens, they, Obi-Wan gets captured by Count Dooku, Obi-Wan gets captured by Count Dooku. Anakin and Padme, they, gotta go rescue him. They get captured themselves. The Jedi Council, Yoda and Mace Windu, they go up in there and rescue, like, the rest of the people. And then they, they rescue, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Padme. Count Dooku escapes, cause, but not before, like, slicing up Anakin's arm, slicing off his arm with the lightsaber, you know what I'm saying? And, Anakin and Padme got married. Now the Revenge of the Sith. The last installment. And boy, that was a doozy. So, it starts off with them landing on, the starship, because Chancellor Palpatine, he got, Chancellor Palpatine, he got kidnapped, right? So Anakin and Obi-Wan, they go in there and rescue him. They duel Count Dooku, Count Dooku, incapacitates Obi-Wan. Anakin kills Count Dooku. They meet General Grievous. They wind up, crashing the ship back on the planet, where they were landing at. So, just in between that time frame, Anakin meets up back with Padme, finds out, she's pregnant, he's gonna become a father soon. He's overjoyed. Meanwhile, Anakin's been tasked to protect the Chancellor, spy on the Chancellor, learn his secrets and whatnot. So he does that, but, things go awry. He catches on to, like, Palpatine, like, being a Sith Lord. He's like, hey, I'm gonna report you. He reports it to Mace Windu. Mace Windu's like, alright, I'll go handle it, but hey, you stay here. Anakin ultimately doesn't do what Mace Windu says, so he's like, he almost kills, like, Palpatine, but, he deflects, like, the lightning, the, force lightning off of, his lightsaber, and it hits Palpatine, revealing his true self as, Darth Sidious. Anakin slices off Mace Windu's, hand, and, the force lightning propels Mace Windu to his death. Anakin turns into Darth Vader. He hunts down, like, all the Jedi in the, Jedi Temple. Order 66 happens with, back within, like, Attack of the Clones. The clone template of Jango Fett. they're sent to kill all the remaining Jedi. It's basically like the Jedi Purge. Think of it as the Purge, but with the Purge movies, but with Jedi instead. But anyway, like Obi-Wan like finds out about like Anakin turning to the dark side. He turns to the dark side. He goes to warn Padme. Padme was like, I don't believe you. And this, that, and the third. Padme, goes on the ship. She brings, Obi-Wan, but, he's like stowing away on her ship. So, I mean, like, anyway, he confronts Anakin. Well, actually, Padme confronts Anakin on Mustafar because he's been sent to eliminate the Separatists, like all of them. She confronts him. He was like, hey, come back. She was like, hey, come back to the light. I love you. This, that, and third. Blah. Anyway, he sees, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and like he freaks out and like force chokes her, like almost killing her, but not really. So Anakin and Obi-Wan, they duel, and then Yoda and Palpatine, they duel, and so like Yoda ultimately loses, so he's like escapes and goes into exile. Meanwhile, Anakin and Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan basically tells Anakin like, hey, I got the high ground, you might as well stop. Obi-Wan is still on like Dragon Ball Z Super Broly, like I'm more powerful than you type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Anakin was like, Obi-Wan was like, hey, don't try it. Anakin was like, goes into charge. Obi-Wan slices his hand off, and his basically he gets cybernetics, and basically he's cut in half. His both his arms are cut off, both his legs are cut off. All he could do is like look up and spout all this "I hate you" nonsense, and like turn to the dark side because his eyes, they turned like reddish yellow. Anyway, Obi-Wan was like, hey, I loved you, you were my brother, you were supposed to, destroy the Sith, not join them. Obi-Wan takes his lightsaber and leaves and carries Padme to like where Yoda is. So she gives birth to twins Luke and Leia. So, but she's ultimately dying in the process because broken heart. Palpatine finds like Darth Vader and like takes him to a planet where he gets cybernetics and truly becomes Darth Vader. I'm talking about full suit, breathing apparatus, mask, helmet, all of that. And so like Leia like goes to Alderaan, and then Luke goes to Tatooine. And that's literally how the movie ends. Like, really. Like, I love these all three of these prequel trilogies. The new stuff, like The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker, like, those are just boo-boo trilogies. I don't know what Kathleen Kennedy was thinking. Well, thank God we don't have to see any more Kathleen Kennedy, because you know why? Because our main man, George Lucas, the father of Star Wars himself. is coming back. Yes, he's coming back. But anyway, this has been the Star Wars Trilogy prequels, The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. So, without further ado, I've been your host, Tommy Oliver, aka 2020 White Tiger Ranger. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.